Fighting games are Evos. Yeah. It's good shit, crazy shit. It's that shit that's good. Because there was big announcements and their big tournament plays. And I was actually really surprised that this year it looked like it was a really diverse top 8 pool in every game except Tekken.
Yeah.
Where it was Dragunov was all over the shop.
Yeah, most games except Tekken and like maybe Strive, because if memory serves, most of Strive was I'm forgetting her name. Shit, Jacko and Soul.
Yeah, Soul's the rocks upon the eternal shore with Guilty Gear. They keep adding other characters, and it's like, yeah, but from a competitive perspective, it's still just Soul's game.
Yeah. At least no Happy Chaos that I saw. But I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be real. The Strive and the Tekken tournaments, I stopped the stream and then came back an hour later, and then just skipped to the end.
Yep, totally understandable. It doesn't necessarily mean anything necessarily bad about a game, because obviously, you and I are both fond of several Marvel vs. Capcoms, and those games are pretty far from competitively, having a universally competitively viable roster. But it does get boring as a viewer, especially depending on who's the characters, right?
Yeah, and like I don't know. I wouldn't say it depends on the characters, because like Marvel, I also don't really watch Marvel tournaments. Just now that you said that, because it's just gonna be Storm and Magneto and the third guy, and like.
Yep. Well, I mean, in fairness, Storm's actually kind of bad in MvC3. Apparently,
I'm talking 2 specifically, but yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm talking about 2 specifically.
Oh, 2 specifically. Okay, I'm sorry.
In 3, it's Dante and Virgil and the third guy instead. Hey, Pink.
Yeah, and hey, Pink.
Tekken sucks. I'm here. It's
this year we agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Fighting Games are live 2024 August, July. What month is it? Yes.
It's still July for now.
It's still July for now. Excellent.
I think for Marvel 3, it's what, Zero, Morrigan, Virgil. I forget who I've seen people suggest as like effectively, like, because MvC3 isn't so solidly built around a 4-pillar structure, but there's definitely a certain degree of 4-pillar going on at the top.
Is it
Doom? Is Doom the 4th pillar?
No, you said 4 characters. I think.
Did I? Morrigan, Zero,
Virgil. Oh, never mind. I just added Dante.
Oh, Jean.
Yeah, Jean.
Yep, Jean. Jean's fascinating, though, from a competitive perspective of, like, she is the best character in the game in a...
That's my favorite character, because I don't know how to use my super meter, so whenever that fills up and I die as Phoenix, I just come back for free. It's great.
Yeah, and then you pop X Factor, and it's like, okay, congratulations, 1 Jean is now superior to an entire team of 3.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, as it should be.
Not just a team of 3, a team of 3 Jeans.
Yeah.
Capcom got it right.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those funny things. Like, if they did an MvC4, on one hand, I couldn't see them doing Jean again, just because she's not really that beloved of a character in the wider pop cultural sphere. She's generally thought of as one of the anchors of X-Men, and one of the things that makes many of their storylines outside of Dark Phoenix not that interesting. But from the Marvel vs. Capcom player base perspective, it's like, well, yeah, they should totally bring Jean back for MvC4. She was one of the pillars of 3.
They should totally kill Jean back, kill Jean and bring back Flamingo in her stead. The best X-Men.
Really? I guess Jean is to MvC3 what Cable is to MvC2. We're like, Cable has not been relevant since the year fucking 1999. However, it'd be cool if they brought Cable back for MvC4, because, I mean, Cable was one of the characters that defined MvC2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I think we've got more Marvel to talk about later.
Yes.
For now, I propose we hit the news, which is pretty well all Evo concerned.
Yeah. So let us see. Takeda.
That's right.
That
Takeda
guy.
and Fair. They are out today, aren't they?
I don't know. I don't keep up with Mortal Kombat. I'm keeping up appearances. What, Pink?
Which game is this? What is Takeda?
Mortal Kombat 12.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, disgusting. Let's move on.
And a little horrible gremlin woman who can ride your back. Like Yoda.
Oh, that's pretty badass, though.
Yeah, they had that on Demand Yoda, the Mortal Kombat 12.
Yeah. Nice. So, I'm sure there's things and stuff that's quite cool of them, but I've only seen the trailer, and you can't really judge Mortal Kombat character, their playstyle off the cinematic trailer, because it just is largely them doing moves.
Yeah, I also saw the trailer, and I went, yep, that's Takeda, and then I moved on.
I did not watch the trailer for anyone who was curious.
Yeah. But there were other characters revealed this week, well, past 2 weeks, really.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it in all of us shit-talking Yoshinori Ono.
Yeah. Well, off the top of my head, of course, the biggest one.
Oh, here's
for me
one.
Personally.
I found the first update, I think. Rivals of Aether 2 will be 3D.
Yes,
right.
Yes, it will.
And
I thought we knew that.
I didn't. But they also announced
Which is going to be, I'm sure, very cool for everyone who played Rivals of Aether before it got the Steam Workshop update.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then, they also said that the post-launch, every character they make post-launch will be free updates. The guy literally explicitly said that they will seek other ways to make money. And people didn't, I guess people didn't understand that meant that pay cosmetics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Overwatch model.
Yeah.
Yep, Overwatch, baby.
Overwatch, but hopefully less shit.
Yeah, don't follow the Overwatch balance model, please.
Just don't introduce any esports leagues and we're good.
Hey, don't run any esports leagues yourself. Just let them run themselves. Like a strange little thing on the side, just a series of gremlins chanting around an altar to whatever top tier there is right now.
And simply don't acknowledge their existence ever. That's how you plague the waters.
At the end of the day, if there's any lesson to learn from Street Fighter V, it's that generally speaking, when the developers try to make a competitive game, it makes for a game that is worse competitively. And worse for everyone else, too.
Turns out you need to make a fun game for people to want to play it, huh?
Yeah, I was just the other day explaining to Mike the Street Fighter V issue, and he was sitting there going, wow, this sounds like shit.
Then, Garo 2. One of the quotes that I got while watching Evo was, we wanted to bring back all of the Fatal Fury series game mechanics, which is just going, hey, Street Fighter 6. But fair enough.
There becomes a mechanic pile up at a certain point there.
But yeah, Grant is dead. Vox Reaper is a guy. We've come to learn.
Yeah, which I think that was partly just... I mean, Grant was not a super personality-laden guy. He had a very cool design, but not much personality going on there. So it makes sense they're like, okay, let's start over with someone who can have a little bit more flavor to him.
I mean, not only that, but if memory serves, his story in Garo 1 was that he's dying. Like, he has some, like, terminal illness. So, fair enough, you know?
Yeah, Fatal Fury is a fighting game series where characters are allowed to die and stay dead, so fair enough.
Except Geese. His memory will haunt us forever, literally.
Oh no, well, Geese has been dead for fucking decades now.
Alright, KOF. Never mind.
KOF did that. In Fatal Fury, if you see Geese come back, it's Nightmare Geese, who is not real. It's just Terry freaking out and having a nightmare of Geese.
But the nightmare can attack anyone.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, Geese was a pretty big terror to all of that, what's this name of the town? Midtown or whatever?
Southtown?
Southtown, there we go. Yeah, Southtown, which is south of Midtown. Nonetheless, yes, Garrow City of the Wolves still looks cool.
Yes. They really wanted to call it Fatal Fury, but we won't. Like, how can you? You have, like, this is one of those things where they fucked up the localization in the 90s and then it just stuck, because Fatal Fury, if memory serves, the Japanese title is Garo Densetsu. So they just fucked up the localization for Garo. And now they're trying to fix it now, but I won't go along with that.
By all means, Garrow should not be called Garrow. It should just be called Fatal Fury 4. But they didn't. They called it Garrow for some reason. And now that is just stuck in people's heads as, oh, that's the really good Fatal Fury. The really good Fatal Furies are called Garrow.
Yeah. Then for KOF, they revealed the new DLC character. I don't know if you checked the silhouette out. You know the one, the Brian Battler silhouette?
Yeah, the one with 4 legs. I was thinking like,
I didn't notice.
I don't remember any 4-legged KOF characters.
What's the opposite of Goro? Orog? Yeah, that. He's getting at it. But
no, Mataro.
Oh, true. But yeah, I didn't see the 4 legs, so just looking at the silhouette, I thought it might be Moria from Last Blade. And I looked at it and I went, they are not adding Moria from Last Blade. Like,
no.
And they didn't.
Yeah, Vice and Mature are back and not in pantsuits this time.
Yeah, the designer guy. I forget because they had 2 character designers on stage. I forget which one of them. One of them was the guy from Street Fighter 1. And
good lord.
Yeah, he's still around and he's still designing characters. Bless his heart. But
you know what just occurred to me?
Yeah.
Pantsuit, Vice, and Mature were only in 13 and 14, which are the games where Vice and Mature are still technically dead. It's just that Iori's memories of Vice and Mature have come out and started fighting. And now in 15, which is the one where all the people who are dead have been brought back from the dead, Vice and Mature are back in their classic outfits. So does that mean that the entirety of 13 and 14's versions of Vice and Mature were just Iori remembering them wrong?
Yes. But yeah, like, I remember...
How much of a dipshit is Iori that he remembers Vice and Mature wrong and that he thinks he can fight in an all-women's fighting tournament by dressing up as a chick?
But yeah, I remember when they revealed Vice and Mature. If memory serves, the older designer guy, he just said like, this is the versions that they should be. This is how Vice and Mature are meant to be.
Okay, let Vice powerbomb people again. I love Vice. I am sick of her command grabs in the last... Since, like, CVS 2, she has not been powerbombing people. She's been doing some other bullshit. And no, the magic of Vice is that she is this woman in a suit whose fighting style is at least 50% just powerbombing people.
See, I'd go a step further. Make it so she can powerbomb, but she has like 4 different versions of the powerbomb from different like interactions.
Well, she already has 2, because she has the classic command grab and she's got the anti-air grab version.
But like, imagine if she got a bit of that hell bullshit, and she could like fucking stun you to do like a jackknife.
Oh,
or
and
something.
Hell is in hell. She will always exist in her own weird corner.
Yeah, she will always exist being better Rock, not Howard, Dwayne.
All right. So that's
Damn.
the SNK news.
No, it's not. So.
Oh, shit.
There's more!
Yes, they are working on a new art of fighting, for one.
Okay. Art of Fighting is like the sibling series to Fatal Fury, Pink, that eventually both got merged into KOF.
Basically, the way that I can best describe it, from what I understand of how the shit works, is KOF is technically not canon. You have Fatal Fury, and then, like, 30 years before Fatal Fury, you have Art of Fighting.
So, here's the... KOF is its own weird timeline.
Yeah.
Which, just whatever. The timeline doesn't really matter that much. So, here's the noteworthy things about Art of Fighting. One, Art of Fighting started out as a very straight-up Street Fighter ripoff. It is where the characters of Ryo and Robert and Yuri come from, and that is why they are all so explicitly just Ryu and Ken and Sakura. However, here's the really important part of Art of Fighting for you, Pink. It is where King comes from, the chick in the suit, in the tux, and it is where Mr. Big comes from.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's the first game. The third game then got really weird and introduced this weird big Frankenstein monster dude. And the series ended with 3. Art of Fighting 3 is genuinely a fun game, but it's also really fucking weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then they're also working on a new Samurai Shodown action RPG.
Now that's curious.
Now, as I've said, Samurai Shodown did have a JRPG, or like the Sega Saturn or whatever, like the Saturn CD, something like that, and also like apparently the PS1 and shit. It recently got translated, and it's weird because it's a turn-based RPG, but you can do the fighting game inputs to do the moves as well.
Oh.
So, like, you have a setting in the menu where you can set it up, so you either have to do the input normally, or you just go to the menus. And, like, it does the same thing, but you can just, you can just do the regular Samurai Shodown inputs. For some reason. So, yeah, it's not the first time that we're getting a Samurai Shodown RPG, but, it is the first time we're getting an action RPG.
Now, will this one also feature the Warden from For Honor?
Hopefully not. It will feature 2B instead.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Then, SVC Chaos was released. Something is brewing. And the thing, like... It's one of those things where, like, I like Marvel, but I like CVS better. And it really seems like the thing keeping CVS from being a thing again is Marvel right now. So I want Marvel to get out of the way. I want Marvel to be out already. So that I can see if something happens with CVS.
I think the greater problem with the hypothetical of a CVS 3 is, Harada himself already saying, we're not in a big rush to do Tekken Cross Street Fighter because we think it would steal money from both Tekken and steal sales from both Tekken and Street Fighter. We're sitting on it until the next fighting game lull, once the current fighting game boom ends.
Yeah.
And fair enough. And the question I would have then is, like, okay, does Capcom follow that philosophy, or is that just Bamco's philosophy of saying, no, fuck it, we don't want... Like, is it really, both sides, or is it really just that Capcom's like, hey, what about Tekken Cross SF? And Bamco's response is that would take money away from Tekken 8. Absolutely fucking not. Get bent. Because if it's just a Bamco problem, then CVS 3 could absolutely still happen in the next 4 or 5 years. If not, if Capcom agrees, yeah, that'd probably take money from Street Fighter 6. Then the closest we're going to get to CVS 3 in the next like half a decade to a decade is going to still just be Terry and Mai popping up in Street Fighter 6.
I mean, my thing with the CVS stuff is that, like, I would like a CVS 3, of course, but, like, if they just release CVS 1 and 2 with rollback and crossplay on PS4, you know what, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like that's what I want out of this, because I don't think a CVS 3 is possible while Street Fighter. That's the thing. I don't know how they would go about it exactly, because on one hand,
CVS 3 now would be so much work, even if they recycle the Street Fighter 6 out of the roster.
Yeah, exactly.
Because how much fucking work would it take just to get, like, I don't know, 8 SNK characters and bring them up to fucking Street Fighter 6 level quality? Because they'll have Terry and Mai done, but from there they'll probably still want to do Kyo, Iori, and whoever else. My God.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is that, like, would they really want to go with higher fidelity as Street Fighter 6 with it? You know, that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm questioning, because it's one of those things where, like, a CVS 3, I could see a CVS 3 happening if they can figure out a way to make it AA. You know, I don't think Capcom would make CVS 3 while Street Fighter 6 is also still going on, and also put that much money and effort into it.
Yeah. Nonetheless, yeah, I mean, the CVS, if they made a collection of CVS 1 and CVS 2, I also would buy it and then continue to play CVS 2 via Fightgate.
See, I wouldn't, because it would free up space on my PC.
Yeah. Nonetheless, on to, do we want to hit, I mean, Capcom really didn't have anything too exciting this year, just a little teaser of Terrorld.
Yeah. They
shut
their load
this autumn. What?
They shut their load early.
Yeah. And understandably enough, because more people were probably going to watch the PlayStation or Summer Game Fest or whatever than were going to watch this.
Yeah.
But the Terrorld thing really, I mean, the Terrorld thing really was just, okay, Terry's coming in autumn, which to me means, okay, he's not coming in August, but at the same time, they've got enough work done on him that we've already seen not only his in-game model, but apparently his World Tour intro cutscene, which implies to me, okay, so he's coming soon, not next month, but soon, which means, okay, Terry's in September then.
Yeah, probably.
Which would line up, because it was about 3 months between characters in Season 1, right? And Bison came out in June. So, June, July, September. Yeah, so that'd be a 3-month gap. So then we could probably expect Mai in, what's 3 months after September? Help me.
December?
Merry Christmas.
December. Yeah. Mai for Christmas. I can agree to that.
Hell yeah.
Then Elena probably
in
April.
March. Or April.
It's weird to say, because then, like, what was it? Because there was less of a gap between Akuma and Bison than there was between any of the characters that are actually in Season 1.
Yeah.
So are we going to get Elena, and then, like, the next month, it's like, hey, here's Rufus.
Here's Karin.
I would take 1,000. I would take 1,000 Karins or Sodoms over Rufus, I'll tell you that much. And Sodom, we now know, this didn't get mentioned because it wasn't really that big of a news, but we know that Sodom is still considered Sodom by Capcom. Because Sodom is going to be in Dead Rising remake as just Sodom, and you can wear his clothes, and he's just Sodom.
I told you, there's literally a guy selling shit from out of Sodom's trailer in Street Fighter 6, and he's called Gomorrah.
Yeah, but the difference is that you can sodomize people, but you can't Gomorrah-ize people.
But yeah, I guess in other news, Uni revealed a new character. It's God Futaba from Persona 5, summoning skeletons.
Oh no!
Yeah.
It was one of those things where, like, I saw her gameplay and I went, hey, that seems like it could be cool. And then I saw that she's a zone and I went, oh no. Then, Guilty Gear, Season Pass 4. I forget who the fuck they revealed for Season Pass. Dizzy? Venom?
Oh, yes. Dizzy, Venom,
Chick from Cyberpunk.
Unica, and Lucy from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, and Unicorn. Yeah.
I don't know much about Cyberpunk, but my understanding is that she's from Edge Runners, and the ending of Edge Runners was that the entire cast gets massacred by that Atom Smasher dude, and that Lucy chick ends up on the moon.
Obama, you idiot.
So I guess somewhere on Cyberpunk's moon there is a portal that leads to Guilty Gear World.
It leads into the backyard.
Probably. But in truth, the only really exciting thing from Strive's reveal was, hey, we're adding Marvel mode.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's weird. So, Strive, I don't think you saw this, Pink, did you?
No.
Strive is, with the next season of DLC, also adding a new way to play the game. 3-on-3 team mode. And what it is it behaves really like Marvel vs. Capcom, though with the two major changes. One, your entire team shares one health bar because we're still working on a round-based structure. It's still Guilty Gear. And two, while you still have access to tagging in and out and assists, if you tag out, a character can only be point character once. So if you're rocking a team of Soul, Potemkin, Dizzy, Soul you start out on, and then you tag out to Potemkin, you can't tag back out to Soul. If you want to tag out, you can only tag out to Dizzy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of that is.
Probably some mechanical limitation, I would assume.
Could be that they probably figure there's an exploit.
Yeah.
Especially
three souls.
3 souls. There's also...
Yeah, here's the important question. Can I play as 3 Biken?
No, sadly.
Then I want nothing to do with this.
Well, you could, though, play as Biken and Dizzy and...
Eno?
Eno? Yeah, I mean, well, Eno's weird to play, though. Well,
True.
I guess so is Dizzy.
Yeah.
But she's got a funny hat.
That is true. Who else is sexy on the Guilty Gear cast? Your girl, laddie. Brazil woman.
Oh, Giovanna.
And Jacko's not difficult to play, and she's got ass.
Yay!
There you go. That's your team.
But yeah, they're also running an open beta, starting on the 25th and ending on the 29th, where we can try this out if y'all want, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, man. On what platforms? Is it multi-platform?
Yes, it's crossplay.
Oh.
Oh, sweet. So odds are what will happen is Pink will download it on Xbox, I'll download it on PC, and you download it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a non-zero chance. Considering how shit the game ran for Pink for no fucking reason on his completely normal PC. Last time. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened with your PC last time they had an open beta, Pink, but remember how W and I were fighting and we ended around and the game just loaded in for you for some reason?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure why the fuck it did that. Nothing that I know about your PC would make me assume that it wouldn't be able to run Guilty Gear fucking Strive. You know?
Yeah. That's an odd one.
So yeah, anyway, they're doing that. All of the characters up to the current season are available in the beta, so we can play as anyone that's in the game. So that's cool. And yeah. Then, yeah.
Somehow I feel that the team of Slayer and Faust at all is going to be a nightmare for you two to deal with.
Depends on what the assists are.
It does, but I have to assume that Faust's assist is going to be item throw, because what else would his assist be?
Poking you in the asshole?
Popping out the door, and then poking you in the butt.
There's no door anymore.
He doesn't have the door anymore.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's Strive, so it's going to do that.
It's Strive, so it's worse.
Yeah, for everyone except Potemkin. Like, I fucking hate playing Potemkin and Exard. In X2, I usually do. I play Pot in X2, but he's not a grappler. He's a fucking footsies character in X2 who's just stupid slow. And Exar, I fucking hate him. But in Strive, I play Potemkin just fine, because it's the one game where he's a grappler, because it's stupid good.
Did you read that they increased the damage of Heavenly Potbuster?
Oh my god.
That's what the game needed. 100%. Like in instant 100%.
In fairness, Heavenly Potbuster did not have very good damage in X2 or Exard. But still, Strive, the damage is just so high.
That's the thing, like, it used to deal 75%, now it will deal 100, I'm pretty sure, at least on chip. Definitely on chip. Like, it's just a chip jumped kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's just chip. That's always been chip, is that the difficulty is hitting him, not killing him. The fucking gif of the guy stuck in the bathroom with a spider monkey that's running all over the walls and he's trying to catch the damn thing.
But yeah, like previously in Strife, from what I understand, you could kill Chip with Potemkin if you just did a punch and then didn't have any Potbuster. Now you don't even need punch. Legitimately, run start read insta kill, and Pot is the only one who gets in. Pot is the only one who gets insta kills in Strife.
Oh, dude, don't even bother with read. You just buffer Heavenly Potbuster and do it on reaction.
Yeah.
Just start down forward, down forward, down forward repeatedly, and if you see him jump at frame 1, okay, hit slash, boom. Like you remember how much we used to play Pot versus Chip in Exard, which was my fucking nightmare still to this day because I tried so hard to make Pot work in that game. And you remember, Addy, you are well aware that when I'm playing Pot, you have to watch to make sure if I'm buffering or not.
Yeah.
And like half the time, if I'm a neutralist Pot, I'm just going to start buffering Heavenly Potbuster just to make it clear. Do not jump. Which is really good considering that from there I can still do Head Slide or the Down Dust, which is Potemkin's best button by far in every game. Like, really? He's just more about sweeps than throws? But whatever, that's enough for another day. Proceed.
Alright, then. Second, one thing that seemed off to me is, because, you know, Harada likes trolling and shit, and whatever. Like, he lies a lot. It's part of his character.
Flashback.
They literally didn't see the I didn't see the
exchange with Maximilian like a fucking week ago.
I didn't see the exchange with Maximilian a week ago, but they literally, in the reveal, they added it in all of the times Harada lied.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah. But yeah, like Harada lies and shit. At the same time, he's also very professional usually and stuff like that. And this time he came out on stage, started talking in English, which he doesn't do, and said, "Hey, I brought my bosses to Evo. There's 3 like presidents of Bandai Namco here. Whatever I announce, make a noise." Please. So I don't know what's going on with Bandai Namco right now.
There was like, okay, so like a couple weeks ago, Maximilian said on Twitter, "Okay, I get trying to respect the storyline of the game, but I really feel that a character being dead in a fighting game story should not stop players from being able to play that character that they want to play." And Max did not name any characters, but nonetheless, Harada quoted that tweet and just simply quoted it with the letters in all caps, "dead." That's it. And looking down from the heavens, hands in prayer position, Ed Boon's ghost looks down and says, "I'm so proud of you, my son."
And
keep the lies going. It improves the fighting game.
Ed Boon looks down from the heavens and says, "Universe reset."
The fighting game devs pray to each other.
Yeah.
and take a moment of their powers.
I mean, I don't know, cause like Daisuke prays to Ono. He's not a fighting game dev anymore.
Yeah. At the same time, I think Daisuke has to pray to Harada for the power to not get told. Don't tell me what this shit to do.
Yeah. It's like the deities from Conan.
Yeah.
Depending on which fighting game developer you pray to, you get different buffs and debuffs.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So yes, that was weird to me because Harada hasn't done a bit yet where he had problems with his bosses. So like it's one of those things where like either he figured he'd do fresher material, or there's actually something bad going on in the backstage area at Bandai Namco.
Bamco's pretty up there for incompetent publishers, so that might have been a Hail Mary for something Harada wanted to do that would be popular, but Bamco's head publishers. You know, he walked into the office and they all of them just have their dicks in their hands, no pants, sitting in their chairs, still wearing the upper half of the suit, by the way, but from the waist down, naked, just jerking off, saying, "Ah, yes, let's do nothing."
Yeah. Has 10 years passed yet? Is it time for another Pac-Man?
It's always time for another Pac-Man.
Do we own Pac-Man? I think it's time for another Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's time for another Miss Pac-Man, because they don't own that one. Fuck it, it's time. It's time for another fucking Solato Robo, because they sold the rights to that.
Gentlemen, it's time for another Pac-Man Jr.
Yes. No. It's time for Pac-Man World 2. Fuck it. There's already 2 of those out there, but we're making it a direct sequel to the one on the NES where you don't control Pac-Man, you just give him vague suggestions.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so anyway, Heihachi is back. He, like, honestly, they shouldn't have done a reveal trailer like they have. Like, I feel like that was a waste of money. It really should have been. They should have gotten a real-life actor done up with makeup to look like Heihachi, and then just do the "I live bitch" meme. Just put that on the big screen and then just walk off.
What they should have done was paid Oscar Isaac to come out on stage and say somehow Heihachi returned.
Yeah.
The fact, if there was a longer span of time between the reveal of Bison for Street Fighter 6 and Heihachi for Tekken 8, then it would have been one thing. It's the fact that, like, literally a month later, it's like, hey, so remember how the main plot thread of Street Fighter 5 is Bison's finally dead for real this time? Well, he's back. And hey, remember how Tekken 7 had that really awful, stupid, nonsense story that sucked all the fucking balls in the universe? But at least it had the interesting plot thread of killing off Heihachi legit. Actually, we've decided, no, Heihachi's just so pissed that he can swim through fucking 8 billion degree lava and just walk back out. Fuck you.
Yeah. Like, honestly, Heihachi should launch with additional like shirt customization, and the shirt just says volcano proof.
I have no doubt that he will have several customization options, memeing on the fact that he can't die. He's not even a fucking demon.
That's why he can't die. He stands for the unfailable human spirit fighting the demons.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen people mention before, like how crazy it is. Heihachi can beat up devils and gods, and he's just a regular dude. He's just a human. This is beyond that. This has to be leaning into like the sort of universe where humans in Tekken are just built like that.
No. You see, Heihachi gains power from the fact that he's rich.
That.
The more money flows into the Mishima Zaibatsu from fucking leveling cities and shit, the more powerful Heihachi Mishima gets.
Well, you gotta remember, Mishima's in trouble ever since that satellite crashed, because Kazuya had to blow up the satellite, and then everybody forgot that Kazuya was the devil. Fucking Seven's the worst.
See, it's not that people forgot that Kazuya is the devil, but they're down with the devil.
I would love that so much more if people were just like, yeah, we're fine with it, it's cool. No, they forgot the entire. And that's it. It's just simply the narrator saying, well, everybody forgot about him being the devil. It's like, no, fuck you. I don't care if a satellite falls out of fucking space and hits New York. I'm not gonna forget about the fact that there's a dude who's just an actual real devil. And we're in the middle of World War III.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I get what you're saying. On the other hand, recent events. They're just like, you know, the politics of the past like 5 years have made me go, okay, maybe there's something there.
Yes, but nothing we have seen in the last 8 years has been undeniable proof of the supernatural.
That is true, but at the same, like, my thing is just like, okay, so there would be like, for one, you know, the the narrator in Tekken 7 is an actual character, so I just assume that he's a fallible narrator. Like he's not like. You know, he doesn't know all of the facts. He's just relaying the stuff that he knows, I guess. But for the other thing, like, you know that if that shit happened in real life, then the majority of people would act like they forgot, if nothing else. There would be a part of humanity that remembers Kazuya being the devil, and then there would be a part of humanity that just goes, nah, that's fake news.
Yeah.
That's fucking fake. I love Kazuya. He gives me all the money. So, like...
But he doesn't, though! He just blows up innocent people!
Good enough. Close enough. Maybe Kazuya is just misunderstood. Have you considered that?
Like, South America is a fucking crater! Jin killed Miguel's sister! But, like, fuck it, though. I guess Jin's a hero because he's not Kazuya.
No, but see, here's the thing. I read recently, because I didn't watch the Tekken 8 story mode, and I can't play Tekken 8. I'm not sure I would play Tekken 8 if I could, but regardless, I didn't watch the story mode, so I don't know what the story is, but I saw a summary recently of it. And apparently, Kazuya beats Jin, and then they just become a family unit with John back.
Oh, good lord. And, like, it's the incredible thing about Tekken is that it somehow turned into Heihachi being the main hero. And it's like, yeah, big hero, man, the guy who killed his son several times. One time before he was even bad. And won't pay the fucking... the child care for his 8,000 other kids. Like, Heihachi, I love Heihachi, but Heihachi, it has just become insane that he has somehow turned into the hero of the franchise, and it's like, no, he's the biggest piece of shit in the universe. I mean, if it weren't for Kazuya, he'd be the biggest piece of shit in the series.
Like, somehow Jin is still worse than Heihachi. Because at least...
Jin's killed more people than either of them combined. He saw World War III.
I was about to say.
To try and stop the Devil Gene, and it didn't work.
You know what we need? Jinpachi Mishima. He should come back again. He's done it once. He can do it again.
Yeah, Jinpachi, who's super evil for, like, no reason, because he's not got the Devil Gene.
See, if memory serves, the story I remember is that Heihachi locked him in the basement of their house, and then he just died there. And then he was resurrected as a demon for some fucking reason. They never say why.
Right, that's another... Hey, and Jinpachi was a cool dude before he came back from the dead. And Heihachi's even more of a douchebag. He not only killed his son, he killed his father, too. What the fuck? Like... Okay. So when they did the Justice League Avengers crossover, part of the thing was that the Justice League went to Marvel's world and said, "This place sucks. All these people suck. What the fuck is wrong with these people?" Any other fighting game universe would go over to the Tekken universe and go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
The only good people in Tekken are Paul and Martial Law, who don't know what's happening and are just over in the fucking corner, like running their finger over their lips, going while their other hand is busy stuffing their thumb up their ass. Like, Tekken has the most fucking nihilistic fighting game universe. It is just a bunch of rich piece of shit assholes blowing each other up and failing over and over again while all the good people sit on their fucking asses.
Yeah.
And like, it didn't used to be like this. Like, up until Tekken 5, no, like, Jin's a relatively cool dude. And hey, I mean, Paul, you know, he's mostly an idiot, but he beat Ogre.
Not even up until Tekken 6, because Tekken 6 is when they lost the plot. That's when the Second World or the Third World War rather happened. Like
Yeah, I was thinking like it ended with, like, the sanity ended with Tekken 5, but if we were to instead say the insanity began, then it began with Tekken 6, yes. Proceed.
I was just gonna say, like, you know that's because like with Tekken 5, like Tekken 5's ending is of course Jin's, but like you don't know that he becomes fucking evil just from that. Like he is imposing, I guess, but whatever. Doesn't mean that he starts fucking the next World War. Shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, once again, the only way to fix this is to bring back Jinpachi from the dead again. Like his Tekken 9's trailer is just the dust on the crater that Jinpachi died in, and then the dust assimilates again, and he just looks into the camera and says, "I lived, bitch."
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And then fucking I don't know. God Spring shows up. He's just there.
The internet has corrupted Breaking Bad in such a way where it is instant comedy for any Breaking Bad character to appear anywhere other than Breaking Bad.
Yeah. But like he shows up and then, like, I don't know, fucking Denji, I think that's his name from one of the big ongoing mangas or animes right now, like. Because despite Tekken 8 not having any crossover characters, there is a legacy now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Tekken 8 right now is focusing on proper Tekken characters, and understandably so. But nonetheless, that is part of the thing with Tekken 8 is, like, after Negan, how weird can they make it, you know?
And not only that, but also, like, it's focusing on proper Tekken characters and not doing any crossovers with people. But Nike shoes and Chipotle.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, Chipotle's just been all over the place with fighting games for some reason.
Yeah. I was really disappointed because during EVO they kept running the Chipotle ad for Tekken 8 and they didn't even get the announcer to say Chipotle.
Terrible.
They didn't have David Hayter to come in and say, "Man, that's some good ass Chipotle."
Yeah, no. Not this time.
Oh man! All right.
But yeah, then let's see. Was there any other announcement that was notable? Not that I can tell.
Yeah,
so that's evil.
Where I'd expect it to end.
Oh yeah, there was also stuff for Granblue. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Granblue and DNF both exist in their own corner where it's like, I'll play them in 2 or 3 years when they go on sale on Steam.
The DNF has a free trial, so we could literally do a video on it and never touch it again. Sponsored by PlayStation.
Yeah. All right, so with the news out of the way.
Oh, one last bit of news. One last bit of news. The people behind Project L revealed that Project L will be Street Fighter 5 but free.
You mean 2XKO?
No, fuck them.
Okay, I shouldn't have asked.
But yeah, they announced that that the game will launch with Versus and online, and anything else they make after that will be added post-launch.
Yeah. Do you think perhaps that we should skip to Project L news the same way we skip DNF and Grand Blue news?
Perhaps.
Okay, I think that may be wiser. All right. So, for the topic of what we want to talk about today, it's actually quite lucky that Pink appeared.
Oh, joy.
And finally woke him up from his Tekken slumber there. And what we were thinking was,
yeah.
I've never broken that bad.
Someone restarted text to AI on Alex.
I did. I turned into the when Mike accidentally fucking typos with his wrestler AIs.
Apparently you can break those text to speech AIs by writing in iron earn and iron earn, and they just fuck up real bad.
Oh shit. That MvC4, there we go.
Yeah.
Now the stroke is past. Oh shit. Okay. MvC4 roster. Oh. Oh man.
So yes, MvC4 roster.
Yes. Me and Addy both have actual prepared lists. Pat, Pink, you're in the unfortunate position of not. For what it's worth, we're going off of the template that everyone's been using on the social medias for a minute now, which is a template of 60 characters, 30 on the Marvel side, 30 on the Capcom side. And that's a very cool number. I think that if we got an Immortal vs. Capcom 4, it would be half that number.
Definitely.
60 character rosters do not happen anymore, at least not at launch.
Definitely.
Like, how big was Street Fighter V's roster by the time of its DLC came to an end, Daddy? Because that's one of the biggest modern fighting game rosters.
I tried to delete Street Fighter 5 from my memory.
Well, it started with 16, and I think by the end it at least doubled. So, there you go. Which, I mean, 30, the low 30s, I think, was also where Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat X and 11 wound up. So, I think 30 is the reasonable reach for a modern game to reach, even with the DLC support. Marvel can get away with, well, for one thing, it's a team-based game. For another thing, Marvel characters usually ain't as pretty as other fighting game characters. The animations are usually sped up and somewhat jank by nature.
So, Street Fighter 5 had 45 characters by the end.
45 characters by its end, okay. But nonetheless, the whole point of that was just me saying, like, okay, so it's unrealistic for Marvel vs. Capcom 4 to have 60 characters. Nonetheless, if it did, here you go. Me and Addy have lists. Not Pink, though.
Yeah.
Pink can make one up right now.
Yeah, on the spot. Go, Chief.
Yeah, it's gonna consist of, like, 55 Marvel characters and then 5 Capcom characters. Are you ready?
Can we guess who those 5 Capcom characters are?
I guarantee you'll guess correctly, except for maybe one.
Yeah, if I had to throw out guesses...
Cammy, Sea Viper. Cammy in a sombrero. Sea Viper in a different outfit. I mean, go.
Yeah, there you have it. I like that list.
All right. Addy, I think you and me both wound up with very different lists, but I think you and me on some level had different priorities.
Yeah, I tried to challenge myself, so for one, I made this while having a fever. So...
Yeah, and for my drawback is that I'm lazy, so I didn't do the pretty Photoshop edit everyone makes over roster screen. I just made a list.
But
yeah, I was like, okay, I'll do it, and I made little portrait squares for Ryu and Chun-Li, and I was like, oh, all right, doing this for 60 characters. No, I'm good. I'll just write down a list.
Yeah, I did. Whatchamacallit, I did this while having a fever, so some of the pixels are kind of nebulous, I guess. I don't know, but I tried to make it. I tried to limit myself in trying to make the roster as realistic as possible, in the sense that I would try to weigh both what I consider to be the fans' opinions as well as what Capcom and Marvel would actually want to be represented in the game. And then I also allowed myself to have a couple of out there picks that are, surprising but not impossible. And then one impossible pick on both ends. Just for the hell of it, because I thought it would be funny. And those picks are funny. At least one of them.
Yeah.
That was basically my thing of try to mix returning characters with some new ones. Try to get...
You said you also went for a mirrored roster, right?
Oh yes, that too. So I tried to put in the image. I tried to make it so the characters who share a spot on the image, but mirrored, they have something connecting them. Now some of these are reaching, but
Yeah, you wanted to really fit the mirrored theme.
Yeah.
Which conveniently fits John Talbane in.
And Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Who are the same character.
It's pretty crazy that Capcom and Marvel would go with this theme that gets in your boys.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you want to go ahead and repost it in the voice chat?
Oh, sure.
Fake to witness.
Give me a sec.
Or I can do it either way.
Drop it. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'll go fish it up real quick.
There it is.
He beat me to it. Damn.
Yeah. Daddy beat you.
So yeah, I assume you said you plan to edit this one, right? This podcast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be on screen, so people know.
We don't need to explain all the characters you picked.
Yeah, we can focus on quadrants for some of them, because, for example, the Team Devil May Cry and their equivalent on Marvel. For them, I didn't focus on the characters mirroring them. Mirroring them personally. I tried to make it make sense with their dynamics. So
there are definitely similarities to be drawn between Magneto and Virgil, both in terms of character and in terms of tier list placement.
Yeah. But don't say
Dante and Professor X are really only there in terms of relation to Virgil and Magneto.
Yeah, exactly. And then Trisha and Mystique are cool woman. They might be cool women.
Now, in fairness, both of them have a history of deception, being deceivers. So there you go. There's that. I totally get it, but it's very funny to see Phoenix writing She-Hulk as equivalents, because
some of these
they're lawyers. I get it.
Yeah, Exactly. So some of these, I just looked at their placement, and I went, this connection is funny and technically true. So, like Phoenix Wright and She-Hulk, where, you know, what's the connection? Lawyers. That's it.
I will say, the other day, talking with you about it, I did find it very funny. The idea that Capcom and Marvel would explicitly put in Captain Marvel and Firebrand as mirrored picks, and the thing that ties them as mirrored picks is that nobody wants them except Marvel and Capcom.
Yeah.
I will say, I think that there are some picks here. I would not be shocked to see like Ronin pop up in Marvel vs. Capcom.
He already was in 3 as an outfit.
Yeah, he was an outfit in 3 for Hawkeye. Ronin would surprise me because around 2014 or so, that's when Marvel kind of dropped Ronin as a character and stopped pushing him so much. Because from 2008 to like 2012, when Blade took up the mantle, they were pushing the hell out of Ronin. But then he kind of dropped off the face of the earth until probably, I guess, maybe they're bringing him back after the Endgame movie. But I don't know. I haven't heard much about Ronin in the past few years, so I don't think they're pushing him as hard as they were about a decade ago with that whole Ronin agenda back then.
It'd be neat if Ronin had a different person behind the mask every time, but it's always like a pre-established character, so it's like, oh, who's back there? You know?
Yeah.
Right. Still not Daredevil.
Yeah.
No. You'd really think, but the glowing eyes, that's a tip-off.
Those are LEDs.
Yeah.
But yeah, also like for the impossible picks, to make sense of them, I didn't put them on the same slot because I wanted to be able to go with one pick that is definitely not happening, but at the same time tie them into the game, just, you know, separate from that, because then I could have just put in fucking Homer Simpson for Capcom or whatever, you know.
Why not?
So yeah, for Capcom, I put in Joseph Joestar because he plays similar to Omega Red, and that's basically it. But also would be fun. And then for Marvel,
there we go.
For Marvel, I put in, of course, the best Marvel Marvel equivalent to Frank West, Mary Jane with a shotgun.
Okay,
or actually,
that's who that is.
Yeah, or actually, technically, it's not Mary Jane with a shotgun. That's Mary Jane with an assault rifle. But whatever.
You didn't just plug in a picture of Mary Jane straight from Web of Shadows.
I did. I looked up Mary Jane with a shotgun, and all I found was fucking her with the assault rifle. So that's what I had to go with. But I wanted it to be Mary Jane with a shotgun specifically. So yeah, that is a pick where, like, you know, if she was in the game, I would imagine that she would play somewhat similar to Frank West, where like she's not a trained fighter, so she would be fucking up. But also she has a shotgun. So.
Yeah.
And also, it's definitely not happening. Like, there's no way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For the other characters, you know, for one, I shifted the focus off of Cyclops, mainly because I couldn't put, like, you know, for Street Fighter, I went with a roster that I think makes sense. And then I went, okay, so what are the Marvel equivalents? And while Cyclops, while Scott is good as an equivalent to Ryu, I can't really put in a person for Akuma, because the evil version of Scott is also Scott, but 3 months later. So it's one of those things where, like, you know, I had to focus on Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is also a character that I know in Marvel who has a lot of people who are also just him, but with different flavors.
This is true.
And so that's why I went with Spider-Man instead being the opposite of Ryu, and then, you know, Venom and Miles and all that. Luke Cage and Zangief I thought was a good pick.
Muscle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Luke is too. Past Marvel vs. Capcoms have, generally speaking, had Storm be the only black character. So to be honest, I kind of have like a sneaking suspicion that like they're just not gonna hit Luke at any point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. It's also just a thing of like, you know, when I think of Zangief, like they usually pair up Zangief with Hawk, but I think that's incorrect. Like there's something feels off there because Zangief isn't a monster. Hawk is technically a monster. Zangief isn't even technically a monster, you know?
I'd replace Luke Cage with the Thing in this case.
Yeah, I could see that. I just don't like him.
How dare you?
I'm not meaning to super criticize the list, but I think there is a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 going on here.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think Capcom would want more, like, I think Marvel and Capcom would want more new characters that have never been in the series before, you know?
Yeah, but then we're just shooting it, like, blindly, you know?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, well, no matter what, we're shooting blindly here.
But yeah, but
I know all the secrets. That's why I'm not allowed to reveal my list.
True.
I did take it to court.
But yeah, like, I don't know though. Like, to me, it feels like there's a good mix of Marvel 2 and Marvel 3. Not a lot of Marvel 1, but like a lot of Marvel 1 came back in 2 or 3 or both. So
yeah.
The only very explicitly Marvel 2 picks are Amingo and Gable to me. Because Gambit, if memory serves, yeah. What?
Marvel 1's only exclusive characters that didn't come back were oddball assists, like the fucking shoot 'em up characters or whatever.
Yeah. And so yeah, basically try to make it make sense in the sense of, like, you know, we don't know, like, that's the thing, we don't know what characters fucking Capcom would want to put in, because like if we just go by trends, then the Capcom side would be all Street Fighter, more against model from MvC3, and Resident Evil and Monster Hunter, and that's it. So like.
Yeah, Monster Hunter, I think, is the one that poses the big problem for Capcom, where it's like now basically their number 3 franchise. But anything other than the player character is going to be too big to fit on the screen.
Not only that, but the player character is also, like, on purpose made to be fucking generic.
I don't think that's as much of a problem as we would want it to be. I think Capcom's perfectly fine putting in a character who story-wise is completely bland and generic and just has a unique playstyle.
Do they?
They did it in Infinite!
I don't know, the footage in Infinite of the character in Infinite I saw looked kind of boring. But whatever. But yeah, to me, the thing with Monster Hunter is that, like, if they really want a mainstay, like, representative for Monster Hunter, it should be a fucking Palico. Because guess what doesn't fucking change between the games?
Yeah.
But yeah, also I just like the team up of, you know, who are the equivalents of Mega Man X and X and Zero? Of course, Iron Man and War Machine.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, to be fair,
one would assume if they did them now, they'd have more gameplay differentiation than just changing which one uses beams and which one uses rockets.
Yeah.
No.
But also it's a thing of, like, okay, like, it perhaps is just a thing of I don't know as many Marvel IPs, or I don't have as deep a Marvel knowledge. But like when I'm trying to think of equivalents to X and Zero, I was like, okay, so good robots or robot adjacent characters, and like, okay, so there's Vision. and I guess that one version of Human Torch, but like they don't really have a connection like X and Zero do, you know?
Yeah. All right. Should I throw up my list or?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just didn't want to throw it up before you were done. So here's my list. Text.
Oh boy.
What the heck is that? You expect me to read?
Yes.
I don't know. What? How do you utilize letters in that?
Very carefully.
Help! Help!
I did not go for the mirrored theme at all. I just see that as being too restricting and resulting in too many picks from Marvel or Capcom's side that neither side would want. But it is a very cool idea, and I do think that it's very aesthetically pleasing when fighting games do pull it off.
Whatever X-Men Marvel wants to push at the time of release, I like that.
I also like some asshole from a Disney Plus series.
So, of course, with some asshole from a Disney Plus series, to me, the thing with Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is that Marvel will have characters they want to push, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I put Miles and Carol and Kamala on the list.
Yeah.
That's also why I put Carol and Kamala on the list.
If this was just a list of what I want from Marvel vs. Capcom 4, Carol and Miles wouldn't be on there. Nor would Black Widow, for that matter. Or, well, several characters on this list, really. Some asshole from it. I can't see it being Agatha Harkness, but I thought should be a funny answer to throw in. Echo, I would not be super shocked. X-Men, I wouldn't have said that if it were only like a day or two before Kevin Feige hadn't said in an interview. So there's going to be some X-Men people that people have seen before. There's going to be some X-Men that nobody's seen before. And I read that and thought, so we're not going to bother. Yeah, I thought we're not going to bother adapting X-Men accurately at all here. We're just going to do whatever new bullshit that Marvel editorial or whatever wants to make. Okay, fuck me. So we're going to get at least one loser X-Men pick at Marvel vs. Capcom 4 as well to go with the MCU. And to be honest, I think even Sentinel getting into Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is a stretch. I put him on because it's Marvel vs. fucking Capcom. Of course you're going to get Sentinel, right? But naturally, I think there's a very good chance Marvel says no Sentinel.
Yeah.
Star-Lord, to be honest, I probably should have just wrote some Guardian of the Galaxy other than Rocket. To me, Rocket and Adam Warlock both make sense. I mean, Rocket's the Guardian of the Galaxy for Marvel vs. Capcom ever since 3. Adam Warlock, I'm thinking there's a decent chance they may want to push him, especially because they're now showing him very prominently for that Marvel Overwatch game. So evidently Marvel thinks he's a property.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shumagorath.
1994 all over again.
Yeah. Shumagorath, similar stretch to Sentinel where it's like, yes, Shumagorath is a Marvel vs. Capcom classic. And he did sneak his way into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, so it's not impossible. Nice. At the same time, that is a name that I could see Capcom saying, hey, can we get Shumagorath? And Marvel's executives going, who?
What?
Excuse you, motherfucker? Okay. I think that I don't see them putting in Luke Cage because I think Luke Cage is honestly too black for Capcom. But I can see Blade absolutely sneaking in.
Everybody loves Blade.
Everybody loves Blade. Yeah, Blade's an easy pick. MODOK, I almost want to say that they would try to make him MCU MODOK, which would be hilarious. I gotta say, it is kind of crazy when you look at Marvel vs. Capcom and you realize that they haven't put Loki in a Marvel vs. Capcom game yet.
Stupid.
I think there is no, even if we end up with, like, if we were to get the half roster of just 15 characters, I think Loki would still make it in.
Has to.
The Capcom side of the roster, I think mostly safe picks. I think it's more likely, I think that Street Fighter will probably get 4 characters again, just to avoid the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 issue of, oh my god, it's all Street Fighter on the Capcom roster side. I think it's more likely to be Kimberly than Jamie or Luke or who have you. I think Kimberly would solve the... I think Capcom side of the roster comes dangerously close to being a sausage fest. And Kimberly is a step towards fixing that. And out of the Street Fighter 6 newcomer, like Street Fighter, if Marvel vs. Capcom 4 came around, if it happened at all, they would have a Street Fighter 6 newcomer on the roster, the same way they had C Viper in Marvel 3, because she was a new character in Street Fighter 4.
Oh.
And I've said before, if it's going to be a chick and it's going to be a Street Fighter 6 newcomer, it ain't going to be Marisa, because she's weird. And it's probably not going to be Manon, because she's not weird visually, but gameplay-wise, she's weird. I honestly can't think of how she could possibly fit into the MvC style.
Yeah.
Like, she's a very footsie, slow, neutral-based grappler, which is not Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of the issue Geef had in every Marvel game. It's like, okay, maybe Mecha Geef's weird nonsense of having armor on everything can work. But otherwise, like, Zangief is one of the worst characters in Marvel 2 for a reason. Like, he works in a game where characters can't fly. But other than that...
Yeah, I think Kimberly or what's a wind one? What's her name?
Lily? Yeah.
Lily. I think Kimberly or Lily would be the safest picks for the newcomers in a potential MvC4.
Yeah. And like, for Darkstalkers, I think we're more or less just going to be locked into the pattern of Morgan, Felicia, and a different Darkstalker every time. So it's not going to be Sienko. Maybe I could see BB Hood coming back.
Oh, BB Hood would be fun.
BB Hood would be delightful to have again. There is no way we get in.
Guns?
Yeah, BB Hood is the evil, sadistic little Red Riding Hood that kills people.
Nice.
Her Japanese name is Buledo.
Nice.
There is no way we get Anna Karis again. I think for Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry has bumped up enough in popularity enough that I think they could get 4 roster slots. In which case, Dante and Virgil aren't going anywhere. Trish, I love Trish. Well, actually, I don't really love Trish that much. She's probably my least favorite of the Devil May Cry protagonists, but nonetheless, I like Trish, but Trish was nothing special in Marvel 3. No one really played her. So I could see her absolutely getting out of the way for Nero and Lady. Mega Man, I think really it makes sense to have X, Tron Bond, Dr. Wily. I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't have picked Dr. Wily if I hadn't seen your list, Addy, because Dr. Wily was one that as soon as I saw him on your list, Addy, I was like, oh, wait, that makes a ton of sense. Why hasn't Dr. Wily ever been playable in Marvel vs. Capcom before?
Well, see, the thing is, like, if they have Dr. Wily, then they don't need Tron Bond. Fuck Legends.
I think the thing there is that by having X, Tron Bond, and Dr. Wily, they kind of cover the 3 branches of Mega Man. Well, not Battle Network, but fuck it, who cares about Battle Network?
I do. It's better than the classic games. Fuck him.
Sure, but no one else does.
I don't know that the collection sold out faster than the other ones, if memory serves.
Oh, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert, but Trombone. I mean, Trombone's not only coverage for Legends, but also I think Trombone by now is just associated as classic Marvel. Though the serve bots are more iconic than her.
Yeah.
But we're never seeing playable serve bot again. That's not happening. For the RE picks, Jill's kind of to me, it seems like RE has to get 3 characters because it's just one of Capcom's pillar franchises. At the same time, it's like, okay, Leon and Lady Dimitrescu both make sense, easy picks. Jill, I just kind of went with because, like, well, I don't see it being Nemesis or Chris or Wesker again.
Yeah, I told you last time we talked about it. Like, I went with Leon because they will have a Resident Evil protagonist. I like Leon better than Chris.
I mean, everyone does. Plus, I mean, I think part of the issue with RE protagonists is like, okay, how do you make them not just be Gun, the character, right?
Yeah.
And Leon has his knife bullshit and his martial arts bullshit. Chris doesn't. Chris is just Gun, the character. And I find Chris very amusing in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because he's just pulling out different guns and shooting you. That doesn't change that it's a very uninspiring fighting game character design.
They really should have given him a Galactica Phantom.
Exactly.
The movie's called The Boulder Punch.
Other than that, I think that there's Kunitsugame, whatever the fuck here. Yeah, I don't know what that game even is. Do you guys know what that game is?
Yes, Kunitsugame is a mixture of a tower defense and a 3D action game. So it's kind of like a 3D beat 'em up, but you're also doing tower defense at the same time.
That actually sounds like it could make for an interesting fighting game character, honestly. But nonetheless, I figure Capcom's going to have their new stuff they want to push too. So that's where I put in, okay, Kunitsugame, whatever the fuck. And Exoprimal, was it Exoprimal?
Yeah.
There you go. I couldn't remember Exoprimal's name when I made this list, so that's stupid dinosaur shooter. And the rest are kind of oddball picks. I'm kind of figuring like, well, if Beautiful Joe's not going to be there, maybe the Godfist dude, but I'm going to be honest, I only wrote the Godfist dude in because I couldn't think of a number 30 pick. He's the one that's like almost certainly not, but I guess maybe. He's like in the same category as the Dino Crisis chick. Where like, will Capcom ever make another Dino Crisis or Godfist? Absolutely not. Do people keep begging for them to add the Dino Crisis chick and the Godfist dude? Yeah. So maybe, but almost certainly not, at least in the Godfist dude's case. Maybe the Dino Crisis chick and she summons Velociraptors or something. I don't know.
But does she just play like FriendQuest?
That's another problem here.
We're running into the same issue with like Jill, where like we don't want fucking Resident Evil 5 Jill, but then she just plays like FriendQuest.
Well, yeah, that becomes the issue. Is like, okay, like Frank's here because like, okay, evidently the Dead Rising series isn't dead. They made Dead Rising Remake. And Frank's one of the most unique and bizarre fighting game characters ever designed in Marvel 3 and Infinite. At the same time, like, if Jill's also here, like,
yeah, like
do we just get rid of the zombie stuff and give Jill, like,
but then
make a hybrid Jill?
Then she becomes Gunwoman, is the problem.
Grenade launcher woman, but, like, what also gets into, like, if they were to do Jill now, it wouldn't be RE2 Jill or RE5 Jill. It'd be RE3 Jill in the tube top.
Yeah. But yeah, like...
Which I guess RE3 Jill could reasonably still use a mixture of the RE2 and RE5 Jill movesets, but still it'd be weird.
Yeah. And so, like the thing that kept Jill off of my list, or, you know, my image, was FriendQuest. Because I was like, well, they are not going, like, you know, if the I would assume that if given a choice between representing two separate IPs that they own, and Jill Valentine, they would choose to represent two IPs that they own.
Yeah, and it's not like there's anyone else they're going to pull from Dead Rising, because I mean, it's like, okay, well, here's Chuck. Yeah, but Chuck's just the same as Frank, but with less picture taking and more jerry rigging.
He gets a braces mechanic.
Yeah, there you go. I wouldn't have put Frank on the list at all if the Dead Rising remake hadn't just been announced earlier this fucking month, by the way. Otherwise, he would have not been on the list. Because that is one franchise that I like. I love Dead Rising, but I have no doubt in my mind that anyone who is not me associates Dead Rising as one of the icons of the Capcom Dark Age. Other than that, I think, Apollo Justice, I guess I should just say, of like, I absolutely could see Phoenix coming back. The only thing for me is like, well, don't want to have it be too many returning characters. There should be some more new characters on this side. So in that case, I could see them being like, okay, what if we did Phoenix but slightly different? In which case, there you go, Apollo.
But does Apollo have his own chick that runs in, flailing her arms?
I don't know shit about Apollo other than that she takes over as the protagonist after Phoenix turns into a hobo. That's all I know about Apollo Justice.
All right, then.
So yeah, I think I shot for generally what I think is a pretty reasonable list. I think there are a couple pulls. I think that I definitely should have, instead of writing in Star-Lord, I should have wrote in, I don't know, some Guardian. At the same time, I could see Star-Lord absolutely fitting into Marvel
Dave Bautista
very well.
Not even a Guardian, just Dave Bautista, just actual wrestler Dave Bautista.
You know, I probably would have wrote any Guardian except Drax. Because I love Drax, but Drax is not an inspiring fighting game character. He has knife, he do stab.
What are you saying that Gamora wasn't a good character in Infinite?
Gamora was fine, but Gamora has more than one weapon she uses.
She did? I don't remember that. I remember her having like 3 different stabs with her knife, and that was it. Maybe
she has a big sword. She doesn't use a knife.
Hmm. I'm mixing her up with someone then. But I remember a character in Infinite just being like Knife. And that was it. That was the character, Knife.
Winter Soldier, maybe?
I don't know.
I think Chris has knife stuff. Yeah. Nonetheless. So there you go. Pink, you got any like particular... Obviously, you can't be expected to come up with a list on your own. But do you have any particular sentiments you would throw out for your predictions for Marvel vs. Capcom 4, if it ever comes to even exist?
Well, if it ever does come to exist, obviously Lady Dimitrescu will make the roster. This is, just a fact. It's
a canon event.
It's a canon event. There's no changing it, no stopping it. You can run from it, you can hide from it. It will come for us all. Cammy has been excluded from both of your lists, which is just a travesty.
That's not enough space.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like
the thing with my list, Pink. If you check, like I even posted DLC because I didn't have space to fit fucking Captain America.
I noticed that too.
That's a real rough one. Cammy, like the thing is, like Ryu and Chun-Li, they're not going to not have Ryu and Chun-Li. Akuma, I threw in because, like, well, Akuma's kind of, in a sense, the original Marvel vs. Capcom character because Children of the Atom, right? Yeah. And there's got to be a newcomer. But I was kind of figuring, like, well, Marvel 3, there was only 4 Street Fighter characters. They didn't want to get into the Marvel 2 issue of it being all Street Fighter.
Robo Cammy. She's a new character.
At the same time, it's like, yeah, but at the same time, like, I think Marvel 3's roster, any one of us would trade several of the Capcom characters on the Marvel 3 roster for several Street Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, would any of us keep Beautiful Joe over Cammy?
What about Spencer?
Absolutely not. Oh God, Spencer's the worst.
Yeah.
Spencer is Capcom's equivalent of shoving Captain Marvel into Infinite. But
Red Armor is right there. Red Armor is right there.
Yeah, okay. Well, Red Armor, I don't think even Capcom's executives wanted Red Armor. I think that's a dev issue.
Red Armor just every time like they start a new project, they tie the Marvel vs. Capcom, and Red Armor is on the roster. They can't do anything about it. They've tried.
Firebrand versus Firebrand, a fate of 2 Firebrands.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
Yes.
I think if we get half this roster size, that becomes a different question too, right? Because odds are then Street Fighter goes down to just being Ryu and Chun-Li like it wasn't Infinite.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it down to just Ryu and Chun-Li just because like it feels like you said, Akuma is a big part of Marvel. He should be there. Like there's a lot of characters who should be there, but still, like Infinite didn't feel finished because the roster fucking sucked. Part of that is the fact that Akuma is missing.
Yeah, I mean, of course, both of us, like any of us, can look at Infinite and go like, all right, let's pop in some Infinite. I'm going to play Dante and Verge. Infinite is in many ways a perfectly fine fighting game, and in many other ways, it is shit.
I'm gonna play Dante and his brother Noah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Dante and his brother Thanos.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I think that is part of probably one of the many things that they're hesitant about it with a hypothetical Marvel 4 is like what people associate with Marvel is big, crazy roster. And it's like, yeah, nowadays with modern graphical fidelity, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Infinite
happened.
Like I would say that there is a way for them to I think there is a way for them to figure out how to make the game look okay, but also not making them look like Street Fighter 6. Like I don't think anyone who is reasonable, who is sound in the mind, would expect Marvel vs. Capcom 4 to look like Street Fighter 6 and also have 50 fucking characters on launch. You know?
Yeah, that's absolutely the thing. Is like if they did Marvel vs. Capcom 4, like it would have to be. Do not let the voices that say it has to be graphically competitive with the top AAA games of the time. Don't let them say anything.
Yeah, no.
If they do say anything, throw them from the top of the building.
Make it.
And if they survive, go down and light them on fire.
Yeah.
It needs to be like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 of like, okay, we are not going to be graphically competitive with the other games of our time, and we are going to cover it up with a comic filter.
Yeah. Like make it look like an upscaled PS2 game, and then just put a fucking filter on it.
I wouldn't go that far. That's a bit much.
I don't know. You were surprised at the quality of fucking what you call it, Luigi's Mansion.
That's true. Okay, if we're saying even then, I think there's a certain degree of like this won't get past corporate. I think there's a degree of corporate. I think there's a degree of graphical downgrading that you can get past corporate, but I don't think you can get that past corporate.
I guess
because at the end of the day, corporate is stupid and looks at the pretty graphics and goes, "Why does this game not look as good as God of War Ragnarok?"
Yeah, true. But like it's one of those things where like if you make the models and make them look the way like. Once again, I don't know. None of us are in fucking game dev, so we don't know exactly how much fucking work the PS2 models would take in this day and age. But like, you make good PS2 quality models, you put a filter on that. Could they tell? Like if they like license out the fucking the filtering technique from Darksys or something, could they tell?
The filtering does make a big difference because of course the whole thing with Infinite was. They just took the models from 3 and took the filter off. And it's like, oh, goddamn, why is everything hideous now? It's because the filter was doing the lion's share of the work there, pal. Because Marvel 3 looks perfectly fine. I mean, there's definitely a couple character models in that game that are ugly, Ryu.
Yeah.
But other than that, Marvel 3 looks perfectly fine. Some characters even look downright good. And Infinite doesn't. And there is a very popular project right now that is devoted entirely to just adding the cell shade filter back to Infinite.
So,
what do you think, Pink?
I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to this.
Yeah, ultimately none of us do. I mean, no matter what, we're in the position of consumers who are just like, I want the big roster.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, when we look at this roster template of 60 slots, that's more than Marvel 2. Marvel 2 had like 4 or 5 or 6 less characters than this template does. And like Marvel 2 has like the craziest fighting game roster ever. So it ain't gonna be this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, off my Capcom side, God Fistman is not going to be there. And on the Marvel side, odds are Doctor Strange or somebody else important ain't going to make it neither.
Instead of removing the X-Men, this time they remove everyone who is not an X-Men. What do you want?
Yeah, they did that already. It was called Marvel vs. Capcom 2. A game which I love, but the Marvel side of the roster features 6 non-X-Men characters.
What do you mean you want to play as Captain Marvel? Play Magneto?
Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Could you imagine if they actually got Combo Fiend back just to say that? I think that is going to be part of the sad issue of Infinite in the end is like, when I think about it, though, it's like, oh, but Ultron was cool at Infinite, and so was Thanos, and so was Jeddah. And, like, they're ultimately going to be left behind. I mean, like, there's no way if they ever do Thanos again in Marvel vs. Capcom 4, we're not getting Bubble Thanos from MvC2.
Yeah,
there's no fucking way. But, like, would it still be Infinite Thanos, or would they have a third Capcom design for Thanos?
It's Shin Thanos. He knows how to use the dark side of the Hado.
See, that's the thing. Okay, if they ever want to make a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 with a story, it would be a bad idea for several reasons. But if they did, I feel like, okay, keep Thanos with the Satsui no Hado, and reverse everything else so that we don't have that weird shit where it's apparently 6 months in, so we don't get to see the characters' first interactions.
Yeah.
Because that was a big part of what sucked about Infinite, was it's like, oh, hey, it's Marvel vs. Capcom with a story this time. Except everybody already knows each other. So Thor and Mega Man are just like, hey. So the only fun interactions we got were that Spider-Man and Frank West hate each other, and that Tony torments Frank West for some reason.
I forgot that Thanos sucked the Satsui no Hado out of Ryu for a second. So I was like, oh god, powerless Akuma.
Hey man, a lot of people love powerless Iori in KOF 13. I feel like if you have powerless Akuma, he doesn't throw Hados or shit anymore, but now he just punches the air. And that's his projectile.
Yeah. Like powerless Akuma. No, powerless Akuma still moves the same more or less. The only things he loses are Hadouken and Ashura Senku.
Yeah.
He still has everything else. None of that was the Dark Hado. That's just shit that he does normally.
Yeah.
Even the Shogoku Satsu.
Oh boy. All right. Well. Has anybody got anything left to add?
Not to this, I don't think so. Pink?
Tekken sucks.
Alright. Bison script designs. Pink, you want to look at this too. So, if you go to the fighting games thread and you press on the thread button, which is like, I don't know, 4 lines next to each other, it's next to the notification settings.
Inexplicably out of the way.
Yes.
I've got it.
Alright, there's SF6 script.
Why is he not wearing pants? We're looking at the same image, right?
There's a lot going on here.
Yes.
Why is he not wearing pants?
But that's
supposed to be a female bison?
Yes. So Pink, usually
why is he not wearing pants?
Too evil.
Yeah, sometimes I feel a bit too evil for pants as well. I can't blame you there.
But yeah, so
Dear
Pink,
God, what is that one on the bottom right? That's horrifying.
Yeah, so
hideous. Don't do it.
Yeah, so Pink, what we usually do is we number these. So the big one is part of the top row, and then we number them going to the right, left to right. To make it easier to talk about the designs.
Okay, so we start with the
big one is 1, and then the bluish green one is 2, and then that's how you.
Okay, and then it's just like all right.
Lavia, do you have the image up?
I do.
All right.
You better.
Okay, so yes, bison or femme bison.
Yeah. I will say that number 1 is a very interesting idea.
Yes.
I think the issue with bringing Bison back in Street Fighter 6 was like, how do we make it not feel super stupid that he's just back this quickly? So number 1, bringing him back in one of his clone bodies that's actually like, he's had these clone bodies for forever that aren't big muscle men.
Yeah.
So why is it every time Bison comes back, he's a big muscle man? Well, here we go. Finally, he came back in a clone body that's a tiny little femboy.
I don't think that's a femboy. I think that's just femme. I think that's.
I think so as well, because you can see the little outlines where the boobies should be, and the abdomen has a lot more female presentation going on there.
No, I'm thinking femboy.
No, I think you're wrong.
Like, if it was supposed to be another clone of Cammy,
they should have been thick as hell. This is a tragedy.
Yeah, Pink, I didn't want to tell you, but they nerfed Bison's ass.
No.
Oh.
I don't know why, but they did.
This is so sad.
But yeah,
that crappy series Mortal Kombat dropped Omni-Man, and he had all the ass. What gives?
Omni-Man stole Bison's ass.
This is just a fact of life now. This is canon.
So I'm really thinking that's not. I'm thinking, for one thing, if that was a Cammy and DiCaprio clone, it wouldn't have the little. It wouldn't be going down the thighs. It would stop at the thighs and expose the ass. The other thing is, Cammy and DiCaprio are definitely more hometown than life in the life or hometown equation, but they've still got a more life than that.
I don't know, to me the outline is too pronounced to be pecs. Like, you don't draw pecs like this.
Yeah.
That's basically the only thing.
If we blow this up on a big whatever type of monitor that teachers use when they instruct their students, I could point out a lot of features here that would, in my opinion, indicate as female rather than male. Bless you, doggo, in the background.
I'm really thinking, especially with femboys being all the rage these days, I'm thinking it's a femboy.
No, because fat boys are flatter, even more so. Like, once again, pecs aren't a thing on twinks.
I guess
I will defer to YouTube because I'm not up to date on any of the cultures going on right now. So, actually, I can open this in browser and zoom.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I will say, out of the remaining designs...
Well, I wanted to note that number 2 is just Gunits.
I don't know what that is.
There are a lot of KOF bosses here.
Yeah, there's Gunits, there's Health of Rugal, there's fucking Ashes Dead, there's just Majin Buu for some reason.
Yeah, design number 9 there. Is that design number 9? No, design number 8 there, and the trench coat with the eye patch. That gentleman, that bison, looks very much from the school of Mr. Big.
Yeah.
It really does.
Hider.
Wait a second. I'm looking at design 7. That's just Sigma from Overwatch.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these designs are too similar to other major characters in other fictional works.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I like, let me see, what number is it? Design number 6, I think, yeah. I like design 6, but not for Bison.
No.
Like, and also not for Street Fighter.
That is 100% a King of Fighters boss.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen design 6 elsewhere in other fighting games or other games entirely.
I mean,
his design number 6 is alternatively a 90s X-Man villain.
This is true.
Like, there's so much to like about design number 6 for me, but not, once again, not for Bison. Like, I like the pens. I like how fucking dumb the pens are and they have the big zippers, I guess. Or, like, I don't know what those are supposed to be. Like, I like that. But it doesn't fit into Street Fighter, and also not Bison.
Some of these designs are anime a lot of these designs are anime as fuck.
Yes.
Look at the amount of belt buckles and zippers in front of you here.
Yeah. Why do some of these designs have barcodes on them?
Bison, it's clone bodies. Bison has a bunch of clone bodies that he uses as backups.
He needs barcodes to scan his consciousness into them? That's kind of badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the design number 9, I think that is. Let me check again.
9 is going to be at the very end.
Yeah, the very end. The one that can either be skinny or muscular.
I was about to say, I would like that design for Bison if it was the skinny one. Because it would be an interesting take on his character, like what that changes, you know? Because the ripped one is just Bison, like, cosplaying as that one Taekwondo dude from King of Fighters.
Design number 5 is an evil Ryu design.
Yes. Like, evil or Bison.
Conversely, design number 2 is kind of what I would expect good Bison to look like.
I don't know. That strikes me as like not like design number 2. Just because it reminds me of Gunitz, I guess. I don't know, but design number 2 to me is like not world domination. Like I will use my power to control the world, Bison. That is I will use God to control the world, Bison.
Well, yeah, because Gaynuts uses a lot of religious imagery.
Like out of these, just in general, I think the only like loss, because like these designs could work. Most of them not for Street Fighter, but technically they could work elsewhere. Design number 3 strikes me as just bad.
Design number 3 is a Hideo Kojima character.
Yeah,
it's a Metal Gear or Death Stranding character.
It's not even like a memorable one.
No, it's a mid-boss that you kill halfway through who is only remembered for saying something funny.
If even that.
Yeah, we're looking at the fear from the fucking Cobras unit in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
Which will be the one out of the Cobras that you two have never heard of. Guaranteed.
Isn't the fear the one that makes the ghosts appear to you? Like all
nope,
of the ghosts?
That's Lazaro.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I don't know any Metal Gear Solid characters except for the one that appears in Smash Brothers.
Is the fear the one with the bees?
Nope, that's the pain.
Right.
You see? We can keep going.
The fear isn't the sniper.
Nope, that's the end. Right. We can keep going.
I was gonna ask if the fear is the one that's in the fucking whatchamacallit, the wheelchair, the wheelchair, but that's also the end.
That's also the end.
Is the fear the one in the spacesuit?
Nope, that is the Fury.
I barely remember that guy.
You have eliminated every single Cobra except for the Fear and the boss. And I'm going to assume you don't think it's the boss.
Is the Fear the fucking woman? Shit.
So anyways, that's design number 3 for y'all. Yeah. Like I said, and it could remember every other Metal Gear Solid 3 boss except him.
Which one is he?
The Fear is the one that climbs trees and shoots crossbow bolts covered in spider venom that gives Snake erections.
Oh, that one! I thought he shot bees.
No! No, the Pain is the one that's a living beehive because he shoots bees.
I remembered
Metal Gear.
I remembered there being 2 guys. I remembered the Fear.
The 2 guys that shoot bees.
Yes, I remember 2 guys that shoot bees. I remembered one of them being living beehive, and the other one just climbs trees and shoots bees at you.
You fucking get to the Pain. And he's like, I am the Pain. My special role in the Cobra's unit is that I control bees. And you kill him. And about an hour later, you're in the forest, you run into the Fear. I am the Fear. My special powers of the Cobra Use unit is that I control bees. This thing's just like, wait a second. Hold on now. This doesn't add up. I already killed the guy that controls bees. I also control bees. Doesn't that seem kind of redundant? Oh, bees!
See, the Fear doesn't control the bees. The Fear has crossbow bolts that have bees loaded into them. He's like Hawkeye.
Oh,
he literally shoots bees at you. And then the bees might attack.
And the bees are Nazis.
Yes. No, not just Nazis, Nazi communists.
Oh, man. All right.
So anyway.
Bank, you got any other comment to throw out about these Bison designs?
Shout out to design number 4, which looks like a terrible Magneto from the X-Men Foxmen series.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Design number 4.
Way too cumbersome to actually be able to have any cool looking animations in the fighting game at all, because you're wearing a big ass jacket with a big ass cape with big ass pants and a nice hood. It's like, that doesn't look fun to fight in, and it doesn't look like it'd be all that much fun to watch an animation or to animate. So I think that's a seriously flawed design there.
Design number 4.
That is a character that is a design that is built to have the cloth physics fuck up and all of the cloths clip into each other.
Yeah.
Design number 4 strikes me as like a minor character from Destiny.
Design number 4, Addy is going to be the final boss of Kingdom Hearts 4.
No, he doesn't have any. That's the thing. If it were a Kingdom Hearts design, he would have bigger sporrans and have more belts. It's too minimalist to be a Kingdom Hearts design. If you combine,
that is true.
If you combine design number, yeah,
unused.
Like if we combine design number 4 and design number 7, then we might be getting somewhere.
Yeah. By the way, is it just me or does design 4 look like Bison stole Cammy's jacket? The big red one, not the Union jacket.
Yeah.
She has a big red jacket?
Oh, in Alpha.
Oh. Did I play Alpha?
I don't remember.
Yes.
Maybe.
It's the one where Cammy has the little silly the different little silly hat from the ordinary little soul hat she wears.
Holy shit, I just realized like 2 different characters that the design number 6 reminds me of. One of them I don't remember the name of, but that is also a SNK boss. I think he's like the boss of King of Fighters 11 or something like that. But the other one is Jivatma.
I see.
But yeah, anyway. What was I gonna say about these? I feel like they could have done something with one. Like, you know, usually with these unused designs, at least the first one is usable, even if they didn't go with them. Like I remember that there being a couple there where it was bad, but you know.
Yeah, each of these design lots generally has 1 or 2 designs. It's like, I'd love to see that as an alternate costume, and the rest are usually pretty stinky.
Yeah.
Design 1.
Lot of myths.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can scroll up and can see just all kinds of weirdness going on with a lot of characters.
If you want, the channel starts off with Cammy, which I believe we might have even gotten you on FGA to talk about Cammy. When we talked about that, I forget.
I don't believe so.
You know what? I think Cammy has some of the most winners out of the rejected design pile.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Ed was feeling sexy that day. He's got his bottom half of the big ass jacket unzipped, showing off the abs.
Yeah, Ed has a little bit of a male stripper problem. Man, I forgot how
Jury's got a lot of over-designed designs in there, but if they were toned down a bit, there's some winners in there.
Who, Jury?
Jury.
Yeah, Jury also had a lot of winners, yeah.
Whoa, wait a second. That final Chun-Li design, that's amazing. I need it.
Don't worry, if there's any character that you'll be seeing a lot of those designs make into the game, it's Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Nice.
If any of these characters have shit added to the game, it's Chun-Li.
Yeah. DJ already got one of his rejected designs into the game, didn't he?
Let me check. Because I don't know.
Oh man, I forgot about the fact that he just explicitly has the WWE Championship in one of his designs.
Oh yeah. I'm still like looking through these. It's you know, I still feel the same. Like I'm still longing for the Falcon designs for these characters. Like fucking the second to last DJ. I love that. I need that.
What are you laughing at, Pink?
When I scrolled down to actually see, yeah, he just winning the WWE Championship belt.
Yeah, just super explicitly.
Yeah?
Like, I guess it's upside down for maximum, but still.
They could have at least used the scratch
The red
logo.
line is through the center and not through the bottom, so they're good, legally speaking.
They could have at least used the scratch logo, so that it's harder to sue.
All right, Willie's got some all right designs in there, then some that are not so nice.
Oh yeah, most of us stink.
Guile's one where the Capcom never knows what to do with him.
Yeah,
I believe it.
like honestly, out of these,
oh man,
what, Kemi,
Rubber Ducky, Honda.
Honda.
Yeah. Oh no.
Honda's designs, I think, were all winners.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
They're all,
yeah,
they're all following the same basic guidelines. But I love the shoulder tattoo on the first Honda design, and I love the wrapped up elbow.
Yeah.
You see, to me, most of these just look like the same thing. So I'm just like, yeah, boring.
Ha.
And then there's the rubber ducky.
Yeah.
Kenjamin? Oh, Ken. Boring generic man. Why is he dressed as Assassin's Creed guy?
Which one?
Ryu in the last unused design.
Oh, I don't know. He's been getting really.
I forgot
really into
Ryu's got some strong
origins.
ones in here.
I mean, the problem is
most all of these are better than his default outfit, except that most all of these don't have his beard, so that also knocks it down a few.
There's also
points.
some problems, like for Ryu, the fourth one is just the evil Ryu design.
The Ryu designs, most of them work really well for a barbarian and an RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4 and 6 specifically.
Yeah.
And then 7, like 7, I like 7, but at the same time, it's kind of what we got.
Yeah.
And that's also the other issue that we keep running into with these. Is that like I look at one of these and I go, hey, that's really cool. I kind of like that better than what we got. But it is 90% what we got.
Yeah, I'm not sure that really any of these I would say I like better than what we got.
I mean, that depends on what purpose, because default outfits, most of the time, no. Like the DLC 3 outfits, probably, like, usually, yes.
Well, yeah, in that case, yeah.
Cammy got nothing but winners, so we're good here.
Cammy, she's got a couple that are like, yeah.
I'm not super fond of 2 and 3, but the rest, yeah, I take those.
2 is bland. I'm not a fond of 4 unless like if 4 was like if 4 was an alternate costume for like the Cammy when possessed by Bison, sure. But I mean, as Cammy possessed by Bison costumes go, I think the winner for evil Cammy costumes is number 9.
Yeah, you got a strong argument there, but I'm a big fan of the evil looking number 4.
Number 4 feels a little bit too much to me like evil Invisible Woman.
Malice.
Yeah, anytime a chick turns evil and puts on BDSM gear, it will always just call to mind Malice for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, for Cammy, for me, yeah, go ahead.
Number 8, right, Addy?
Let me check. What about it?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that it was your favorite.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah, for Cammy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones I like the most out of these for Cammy are 3 and 5. But like once again,
interesting.
But once again, like with 3, for example, like you can draw a quite clear through line through all of these rejected designs of like when it looks like mid 2000s Japanese streetwear. Like if it looks like that Falcon shit, then I would probably prefer it to whatever DLC outfits we get. You know?
Number 5 to me looks like it's just regular Cammy, but now her ass has been censored.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer 3 because it is more, you know, it is more different than just regular Cammy with pants.
Yeah.
But like out of these, you know, out of these, like I like for whatever reason, I like how weird it is that she has like jean camo pants.
Well, it's a very nice touch that her pants have been torn in the same pattern as the camo paint she puts on her legs. That's a very nice touch. I wouldn't want any of these to be main costume, but I think Fox Hunter Cammy is a very interesting alternate costume.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, they could just run polls of, like, you know, vote on these, and, like, I don't know, the three of them will be made into DLC outfits eventually. You know?
Well, the thing is, for a lot of the characters, it's like, yeah, I'd love this rejected design and that rejected design. Then you look at Guile and Zangief, and it's like, I don't want any of these. Can we have something else?
I mean, Guile, yeah. Zangief, I don't remember.
Zangief, to me, it's like, okay, design number 1 is just Okada, which King's already done that in Tekken.
And then there's Shono.
Design...
And Nakamura.
Design 2, who was the asshole that had the torn shorts like that? Was that... Pink, who had the shorts design like that weird lightning bolts torn shorts design in wrestling?
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
I'm not thinking... Did Kushida have that at one point?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Because all I can definitively remember for Kushida is, of course, the jeans.
Right.
Yeah, none of these Geef designs do it for me.
Like, for me, if I had to choose one of these, I guess the second to last one. But then, once again, we get to the problem of that is half of what he has. Already.
Yeah.
Geef's bound into the territory where his alternate costumes either end up being only slightly different or just really goofy.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really seem to know how to make a badass alternate design for Geef. While still keeping him as Geef, you know?
Yeah.
Like, design number 4 in this...
There was nothing more they could do.
That is true. Design 4, though, really bugs me because they made him bald. And to me, it's like, no, that Geef has a mohawk. He always has a mohawk. What's wrong with you? You don't make Geef bald. Now he's just a generic Russian dude. Which he always was. But before, he was a generic Russian dude with a mohawk.
Yeah.
Also, just fucking shoutouts to Chon's first script design. Being the antagonist of a Korean MMO.
Yeah.
Chun-Li's got a lot of winners. That first one ain't one.
Yeah. Like, well, once again, to keep with the team, I would love 3 as an alt design for Chun. Like, it's the colors, I guess. I don't know.
3 is the rare Chun-Li costume that looks like it would actually be an effective athletics outfit.
Yeah.
3 is workout Chun, but she doesn't look like she's just trying to turn on the other people at the gym.
Yeah.
Because in the past, they've done workout Chun, and it's like, you work out in that. Uh-huh, sure.
Like, the only thing with 3, the only thing that makes it slightly suspicious is that she has the whole Zack Ryder warm pant leg thing going on, but...
Yeah.
That's great.
But, you know, if they gave her full pants or something, I don't know.
How do you guys feel about number 4 for Chun-Li?
It's great.
I feel
I
like
love it.
I'm a big.
it's a bit too bulky for me.
I kind of like that though. To me, like Chun-Li obviously should be smaller than Marisa or Manon, but
Okay, is number 4 the white or the one in the jacket?
Number 4 is the knee pads.
What knee pad? How's that number 4? Oh, there. I'm looking at it wrong. There we go. I like it. I'm a fan.
To me, like Chun-Li should be bigger than Cammy and really most of the female roster except Marisa and Manon. You know?
See, I would like this design. I would like number 4 if they took the like, because to me it looks like she has like one of those ballistics vest on and then put a shirt on top of that. If she just had the ballistics vest on normally, then I would like it.
I mean, that'd be fine, but I mean, she had that costume in Street Fighter 5.
I mean, yeah, but this isn't a particularly inspired design. It's just her alpha outfit with knee pads and a ballistics vest. You know?
Yeah, their outfit design is very fun as an alternate costume.
Yeah.
Not as the primary, but
honestly, they should do a joke in World Tour where the reason she doesn't have that outfit anymore is that it like when like it fucking hell. It shrinked in the shower or whatever they wash. You know?
Well, that'd probably be to cover up for the fact that Chun-Li has considerably increased in size since Alpha.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's only been, what, 30 years?
Yeah. I mean, even by the time of Street Fighters 4 and 5, Chun-Li was presumably should have been too big to fit into her Alpha outfit.
Nice.
Like, my God, Street Fighter 5 was it Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5 where Chun-Li just had the downright monstrous thighs?
That was 5.
Okay, because like in 5, it was practically to the degree of like, okay, if she kicks the opponent, she could kick them into the sun if she wanted to.
Yeah.
I need to play 5 more.
Speaking of thighs, get a load of design number 6.
Great. I love it. I need it in my life.
6 to me, like 6 is from an RPG.
I was going to say 6.
RPG.
Addy, I was going to say 6 to me looks like one of the Falcon era KOF designs.
I don't know. 3 to me feels more like those.
Maybe.
Because
I don't know what a Falcon is, but I want it now.
like,
and you know,
yeah?
I gotta say, as trying to merge classic Chun-Li Keep Out with Police goes, I think number 7 is actually probably the best they've done with making it Chun-Li but Police but Chun-Li, you know?
This is the only design I'm not feeling.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Too
Really?
much cop. Too much cop. Which technically is the problem, but mostly for aesthetics reasons, you know? I don't know. Yeah?
I will say the little hat does feel a little bit too much like she's cribbing Cammy.
I mean, it to me just feels like the best way I can put it is like the design feels like Chun-Li is wearing a suit and tie on the top, and then she's in pajamas on the bottom.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that is a problem. The fuck's the deal with number 9? Why is she like working for Bison in that costume?
He pays good money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep adding evil Chun-Li's into the game, but I'm evil now too. Okay.
Finally gonna catch up with Jury here.
Yeah, Jury and Aki. Both of them. And
I will say,
yeah.
for like, when I was looking at the more police-styled costumes, I was kind of thinking like, yeah, but it also doesn't really fit for Chun-Li in Street Fighter 6 because she's supposed to not be police anymore. She's supposed to be retired. And I gotta say, number 10, definitely giving the most MILF vibes out of these.
Hell yeah. I need it.
Number 10 to me looks like a Chun-Li, like number 10 is what comes to mind when I just think of Chun-Li DLC outfit. So you know, they got the vibe down, definitely.
When I was scrolling up through all these outfits, number 10 is what stopped me in my tracks. Activated all the neurons in the brain.
Design number 10 is hot Chun-Li design from Street Fighter 5, but now made actually reasonable.
Yeah.
It's hot Chun-Li, but now it's a Street Fighter costume instead of a Dead or Alive costume.
Yeah.
Man, I need to play 5 more.
Oh shit! I just noticed DJ has a fucking pimp outfit.
Of course he does.
Why wouldn't he?
See, the thing though is that like I looked at it and my mind didn't go pimp. My mind went Mr. Big.
Yeah.
Like give him shades, and it's actually okay. Well, you know, like changes need to be made to the design, but like give him shades and like the vibe is down. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the DJ's whole thing is that his big, stupid smile has always been kind of scary.
Yeah.
Especially because there's some of these looks here, especially at number 1. Christian Bale said before when he was working on American Psycho that he studied Tom Cruise to play a psychopath. Because to him, it always, which I thought was insanity, because it's like, okay, guess you're hoping you never end up working on the same movie as Tom Cruise, huh, Christian? But nonetheless, when Christian Bale was talking about working on American Psycho, he said that he studied Tom Cruise's facial expressions, because Tom Cruise will smile with his mouth, but he won't smile with his eyes. And DJ does a lot of that here.
Yeah.
He has a lot of cases where his lower half of his face is saying, "Hey, man, we're friends," and his upper half of his face is saying, "I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah. But yeah, out of these, once again to reiterate, the second to last outfit is my favorite. That has the most Falcon energy.
Of DJ?
Yeah.
To me, there is a certain delightfully garish energy of wearing a pinstripe suit pants, pinstripe suit vest, nothing else from a suit, and the pinstripe suits pieces are in the colors of the Jamaican flag.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is so hideous in a way that I adore.
See, if they change the hair, because something doesn't feel right about the hair to me. Maybe it's just that I'm used to DJ having the long hair, but
I think the way the hair is done makes his cranium look really small.
Yeah. So like if they change out the hair,
neck and lower jaw, and then it like shrinks as you get up to the top, so he's built like a pyramid.
Yeah. But if they change the hair to be something different, then I would like that design. Yeah.
Addy, is it just me or is number 10 a JoJo design?
Let me check. Oh, it's Okuyasu.
Right down to having D and J tied to his nipples.
Yes.
Didn't even notice that.
That's part 4 DJ.
Yeah. All right, Pink, you got a pick here out of this lot of DJs?
Out of this lot of DJs, I don't know, man. I'm really enjoying that first one. I think the third one's pretty alright as well. I like the bright yellow contrast with the black pants.
Yeah, number 3 actually almost looks like a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
Like I said, this weirdo Street Fighter cartoon world where people walk around in nothing but pinstripe suits of their flag colors. Oh, shit.
Pretty great.
Yeah, for me,
I think Jerry's the last one we should really pick on, and then we could probably wrap it up. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Like the only one
that's the last one where it's really like, oh, these are some designs.
Yeah, the only notable thing outside of Jui that I can think of is Rashid has a really good Falcon design that they didn't use. But that's it. All right, I have Juri open here.
These, I mean, design number 1 is more or less just what they actually went with, except instead of having a shirt underneath, she just has the weird spider bra underneath.
Yeah.
The rest of these, by the way, peep the facial expression on design number 2.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at just now. It's amazing.
Design number 2 is Juri has become like Juri has been notified that Sylvie Paula exists.
I don't know.
Design number 2 is Juri dropped acid.
Yeah.
It's very garish. Of all the designs here, I think number 2 is a clear loser.
Number 3 is worse, but number 2 isn't much better. No.
I don't mind number 3. It's not good, but it's not so over the top and garish like number 2 is that I would be offended if that's what we got.
I'm
doesn't work.
I'm the opposite
have an
way.
interesting idea, but they don't go anywhere. Go ahead.
I'm the opposite way because 3 reminds me of Nights into Dreams, and 2 is just a generic anime design.
I don't know what Nights into Dreams is, but I will believe you. But I also don't know how to take that.
To me,
changing the hair in design number 3 was a dumb decision. It doesn't work.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Spider chain link is good. I think that's cool.
I do like that. I think design number 3, a big part of its issue is changing her pigtails to be way longer makes her look more childish.
This is true.
The pigtails are my biggest problem, and just like the jacket and pants. The jacket and pants clashed.
To me, design number 3 the visual language to me screams daddy's girl has gone goth recently.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
I think there's a massive disconnect with the jacket and the character on a whole, because Juri's, the very snaky, athletic type of character, and then you've got this jacket here, which does a lot of description that visually, aesthetically, and gameplay-wise, to me, just does not fit. So the jacket, that's the primary offender here, the jacket and the hair. The pants are bland, but the spider chain is cool, as we noted, and aside from that, there's not a lot else going on with this thing.
Then there's design 4, which looks like she went to a hotel room, hopped in the shower, and somebody stole all of her clothes, so she just had to wander out in the hallway in her underwear.
Right.
Yeah, this is Juri as I'm making all of the references, but this is like Juri's alt attire from Tekken 6. Where for some reason they decided that Lee Chaolan's outfit should be BDSM.
Well, design number 4, design number 4 I can actually see fitting for Juri, but it's the sort of design that should be sold as DLC instead of being like, there's a line of fan servicey where it's like, no, this should not be the main costume.
Right. Because this is a very bare bones outfit, and I say that with several intents of how I'm saying it. It doesn't look finished, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It's you can see where the illustrator was going with it, but there's not enough there to justify it being the main costume.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it works in the sense of it being like Juri doesn't really have much shame. She doesn't care what other people think of her. So if she just decides midway through getting dressed in the morning, she puts on her underwear. She puts on some like strapped up pants or whatever. She puts on some gloves, and she's like, I could put on pants and a shirt, but like I don't really care. I'm just gonna leave the house like this.
Yeah, I got stuff to do. I'm not wasting my time with that.
Yeah, like that's absolutely Juri. That is something she would do. So I accept that. However, it's just too fan servicey for them to be the main costume.
Yeah.
I mean, Chun-Li's the queen of that, where like her main costume in every Street Fighter game is generally pretty conservative. And then you get into the alternate costumes, and it's like, okay, how close to naked can we get?
Nice.
And the answer to that was very.
Yeah, there are some costumes.
More.
In fact, it was so. Yeah.
Hank, you need to open up Street Fighter 5 and just look at the costumes, then uninstall the game. And you need to be astounded at Chun-Li getting 32 costumes and Dhalsim gets 0.
Dhalsim has 3. Let's be fair here.
Yeah, counting the fucking
3 more
sweatpants.
than he deserves.
You couldn't even get beardless Dhalsim in Street Fighter 5.
Why would you want beardless Dhalsim? That sounds horrifying.
Good, he looks like a funny, weird alien. He looks like a funny, weird alien in the old games. Give him yellow skin, you get jaundice Dhalsim.
This is true.
But by the way, I was also referencing the controversy earlier with Street Fighter 6 with that one broadcast.
What?
Oh, nude Chun-Li, right.
Yeah. So, someone was running a tournament, and they had a nude mod downloaded for Chun-Li, and they forgot to turn it off while they were broadcasting the tournament. This tournament was like endorsed by Capcom. Or something like that. So
yeah, that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah, so after
was it 5 or was it 6?
That was 6.
Really? Because I don't remember seeing any mods for 6. Whereas 5 had a ton.
Yeah, that was early in the life of 6, and then Capcom, Capcom issued a couple of statements, and people thought they were just like straight up dropping the fucking FGC, more or less. Like they're not supporting the tournament stuff anymore. But
it's specifically in the year where it was the $1 million prize pool.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, that lower row of jury designs. I mean, I'm thinking number 9, nah. But the other 4, though, I think all have something going on.
Yeah.
Or did I say number 9? Number 8, excuse me. Number 8 is the one that's like, nah.
I actually like number 8. I think there's a lot of fun design elements to number 8.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Sphinx ears, sort of cat ears sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, to me, Jury really goes more with a spider or snake theme than Cat, though. Cat's really... I don't know, there was another Street Fighter character who already has the cat thing going on, and I think she does it better, back in 5.
You mean Cammy?
Well, yeah, Cammy. Oh my god, there are 2 cat chicks in Street Fighter. Then you count JP, who is Cat Man, so shit.
But yeah, that's not Carriers, that is more Anubis stuff. So I guess Jackal.
Oh, Jackal.
Jackal woman.
Yeah. Yeah, Jackal does work for... Jackal absolutely works for Jury as an animal theme. Number 9. Yeah, number 9 is actually pretty bad.
I just noticed a typo in the image. Capcom Co. Limited. All rights reserved. Or VRD.
It's a reserver.
Reserver. All rights are reserved to Capcom. Anyway, yeah.
The more I look at number 9, the more I go like, no, actually, that's a pretty bad design. I just really love Jury's face expression there.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Like, that is maximum Jury, I am going to eat your face.
This is Jury on bath salts.
That's Jury that's been hanging out with, like, we finally got Street Fighter Cross MK, and Jury's been hanging out with Melina. You know what? I should eat people. That's a great idea, Melina. Thank you.
I like to imagine that like we're introduced to the relationship between the two by them just talking, and then just like later we check back in and Melina is scared.
Yeah. I feel like if they did a Street Fighter Cross MK and any of the trailers showed Jury and Melina meeting, the internet would not be able to handle it.
Yeah.
That would be the instant. That would be the nuclear levels of I can fix her.
Yeah. But yeah, my favorites out of this slot, I think, are 5 and 7.
I really love design number 6.
I think
it's very different.
I was about to say, like, it's good, but it's not Jury.
Design 6 is the fluffy jacket,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Puffy jacket and
Right.
the short hair.
All right. I like that design. I'm not a fan of the short hair is fine, but I would have liked to see them incorporate the little devil horn buns in some way. Keep that aspect going.
I think design number
This
6 in a
feels
sense.
too Bayonetta for my liking.
Number 5 is very Bayonetta, actually. Number 6, I don't know. To me, like number 6 has the feel of like almost as like an interesting alternate future of like good Jury. That's what I would expect good Jury to look like if she redeems herself. You know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Meanwhile,
design number 7 really just feels like that. I mean, there's still a little bit, like Pink said, that could stand to have more of the devil horn, but design number 7 just straight feels like. Well, I look at that and I go like, wait, that's not been a Jury design yet.
Yeah,
right. That was of this page here. I think which one are we on? 7?
7, yeah.
Yeah, 7 is probably my absolute favorite of this lineup, not including the number 1, which I could swear is just her default look in the game, as you were saying.
It is 90% there. It is 90% her default. The difference between this and between number 1 and her default is she's wearing less on top.
Yeah, under the jacket. The jacket's still there, but she's wearing less under it.
Oh, good deal.
She's like taped some kind of weird black spider design over her boobs, and that's it.
That's right.
Yeah, she's just got the very thin little spider legs covering her nipples, and that's it.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, design number 7, like, you know, I just love the pants, really.
Yeah, it's got a little bit that baggy pants design for the Taekwondo practitioners. It fits in with the likes of, you know, Kim Kafwan over in KOF.
Yeah. And then also
design number 5, I feel like my opinion of it would massively improve with the stupidest little change of, in that concept art change, move the finger she's sticking up over to the left so it's the middle finger instead.
Yeah. I feel like 5 and 7 are separate like story progressions. Because design number 7.
I was about to say that I think 5, 6, and 7 are different story progressions.
Yeah. Because like 7 to me is like Jury gets a bit more serious, but she still does Jury things, but she's more serious. Hence the the let's focus on the animal team and all that.
Yeah.
6 is what you said. 5 is Jury goes full on fucking zoomer. Like she's as annoying as can be.
And further, she just goes full evil, because look at how the devil horn hairstyle has become so much more pronounced than ever before, where it is explicitly a devil horn formation.
Yeah.
Design number 5 is Jury goes from being the mostly bad person, who nonetheless is kind of on the good guy's side because she hates Bison. Design number 5 is fully like, okay, Jury is now, like, that's the design for if Jury becomes as bad as Bison.
Yeah, that is the Jury design for Jury killing the current Bison. And then usurping fucking Shadowloo.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, those are.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I was just gonna note, Bison is perhaps good now.
Yeah, at the very least, he's just like. I think that I don't see Bison ever becoming good, but I think that the current Bison has a chance to end his story more or less just being like, I just want to be left alone.
I mean, Bison from what I saw in Street Fighter 6 is they're trying to set him up to be in the Akuma spot of like, you know, I'm not completely evil. If someone needs to be evil, I can be, but I'm also not just like, I'm not the main antagonist anymore. I'm just here, yo. Like, because like one of Bison's dialogue things that he says to you in World Tour is just like, I remember being very evil, but right now, just fighting for fun seems good. Or something like that.
Yeah.
So like... So, you know, if Bison gets a face turn, then the Jury that kills that Bison is number 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, I think it's all gone think this is fighting games were. If I don't have another stroke.
Yeah, I'm checking to see if there was anything that we missed. Oh, Kevin Ryan!
All right, yeah, Kevin Ryan. I was kind of thinking like, oh, they didn't reveal any more characters for Fatal Fury. Yeah, no, they did. Yeah, Kevin Ryan's there. He still goes when he crawls. He will probably still be the bane of the competitive community. There you go. His super is that he punches a fucking grenade.
That's cool.
So he's got all the steps necessary to be a quality character.
And then I guess the last thing of note is Supercard, WWE Supercard is doing a crossover with Street Fighter 6.
What? Oh, okay. Well, Dirty is now crossed over with both KOF and Street Fighter?
Yes. So John Cena is canon to both.
I look forward to seeing DJ reign the WWE Championship in the next DLC cosmetic he gets.
When he gets
that would be.
But yeah.
It would be fun to see some WWE stuff show up in Street Fighter 6. Lord knows we already got the Goofy Turtles stuff.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing though is that like if it's like the turtle stuff, then it would just be like avatar customization.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that stuff seems to sell, and as long as people keep buying that stuff and it funds the stuff I actually want.
Yeah. If only the stuff I actually want didn't take fucking 4 months to make.
I'm fine with them taking the time to make the stuff I want if it's quality, which so far with Street Fighter 6 it has, so hey.
I'm still checking just to make sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's most of the stuff that I see is minor stuff, like for example, the Third Strike Evo intro. They actually brought back the guy who did the Third Strike rap initially.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Oh shit! Right. Hey, she isn't the only Tekken character coming back. It's also Lydia.
Didn't they announce Lydia a while ago?
I don't fucking know, but they announced her again.
I'm pretty sure they announced her a while ago because people were noticing that in Tekken 7 she's skinny and then in Tekken 8 she's rather beefy.
Ah.
And there were Fatal Fury and KOF fans saying they reverse blue married her.
And then it's mostly just like Honor and Impact stuff, which, you know, we don't know shit. No one here has ever watched Honor.
Absolutely not.
So, that's about it. There goes Pink, I guess.
I think he didn't hear the last couple things, or he wanted to say, I never did, or something like that, and then we didn't respond, so he was like, oh, I'm out of the call then.
I guess so. Well,
excuse me.
Either way, doesn't seem like there's anything that we missed aside from those, so... Yeah, the fighting games were, I guess.
Oh!